Welcome back, Focus Learners. Let's jump right into today's explainer. We're distilling the weekly business news for August 3rd, 2026, turning a whole lot of moving parts into a highly actionable health check for your operations. Seriously, the landscape is shifting rapidly this week. So whether you're scaling a massive startup or running a thriving side hustle from your kitchen table, we are breaking down exactly what you need to know. Okay, let's take a quick look at our agenda. We're moving from protecting your business foundation and navigating tax and admin all the way through to grabbing new small business support and securing your personal financial future. Let's kick things off with Section 1, protecting your business foundation through some crucial legal and HR updates. We're starting with a massive question about what is essentially a business prenuptial. How do you actually handle it when circumstances change or someone wants out? Look, when a business first starts, everyone is incredibly positive, right? You share the exact same goals. But then reality sets in. People retire, they face health issues, they want to chase different opportunities, or frankly, they just start disagreeing on the vision. And this right here brilliantly illustrates why you absolutely need a well-drafted shareholders agreement. A solid agreement doesn't just dictate who owns what, it actually clarifies which decisions need shareholder approval versus just director approval. It controls who can buy into the business, basically stopping shares from being handed over to a total stranger. It's so much more than a legal document. It's a golden opportunity to discuss the future well before that future turns into a massive headache. Moving on to incoming HR law. Listen to this. When the chair of the workplace expert ACAS calls the new reforms the biggest shakeup to employment law in a generation, you know it's time to pay very close attention to how you're managing your team. Almost 1 in 3 employers are sweating these massive new changes. Now, what's really wild about this is the stark contrast to how things used to be. Previously, you had this comfortable 2-year buffer before unfair dismissal protections really kicked in. But come January 1st, 2027, that timeline shrinks dramatically to just 6 months, and the compensation limit is being removed entirely. ACAS is basically advising that you absolutely must update your probation period policies right now. And keep in mind, employees still have day one protections against things like discrimination and whistleblowing, so you've got to be on top of this. All right, let's transition to Section 2, navigating tax and admin, and look at how compliance is shifting. So, the crucial point for anyone running a side hustle alongside their main job is this very specific combined earnings threshold. With wedding season in full swing, you might be pulling in some extra cash, doing wedding stationery, filming a first dance, or baking cakes on the weekends. Here's the deal. If you're providing a service or selling goods for a profit, like those amazing wedding cakes, and you clear £1,000, HMRC reminds us that you have to complete a self-assessment tax return. Now, just clearing out your old clothes from the attic usually won't count, but remember, HMRC is always watching. If you juggle 3 different side hustles, you have to stack all those earnings together. It's one of those tiny, easy-to-miss details that catches a lot of ambitious people out. Next up in admin news, there is a major government consultation closing soon, on August 16th, 2026, and it poses a huge operational question for employers. Currently, paying your VAT and PAYE liabilities by direct debit is completely optional, and a lot of businesses actually prefer using other electronic methods. But the government is looking to change that. The proposal aims to automate payments to cut down on errors, which sounds great in theory, but they're currently seeking views on the cash flow impacts, and the enforcement side is what you really need to watch. HMRC is actively considering charging financial penalties if you don't use direct debit, or possibly restricting extended payment deadlines only to the businesses that comply. Just a quick administrative side note here for anyone dealing with property. You need to jump into your email right now and add the Land Registry notifications address to your safe senders list. They're ditching those standard PDF email attachments. From now on, application correspondence will be sent via secure links that are only valid for 200 days. It sounds super minor, but missing a Land Registry notice just because it got swallowed by your spam folder, that's an administrative headache you literally do not have time for. Let's move right along to Section 3, Small Business Support Updates, and see how the government's one-year-on Small Business Plan update is rolling out some tangible funding and growth opportunities. It looks like the new Small Business Protections Bill is actually getting results. With stricter maximum payment terms, mandatory interest on late payments, and stronger powers for the Small Business Commissioner, we're finally seeing some serious traction. A massive £1.5 million in late payments has been successfully recovered. That is a huge surge from previous years and an absolute win for the little guy. The momentum for funding is growing rapidly too. We're talking about a massive £25.6 billion financial capacity increase for the British Bank specifically to boost SME finance. On top of this, capital is being aggressively unlocked for businesses looking to scale. The money's absolutely out there right now, provided your business is positioned to leverage it. And hey, if you're relatively new to the game, the expansion of the Startup Loans program means finding early-stage support just got considerably easier. They are broadening eligibility, so even if you've been trading for up to 5 years, you can now apply. They're aiming to deliver 85,000 of these loans over the next 5 years. That is a real game changer for early growth. To cap off the funding news, UK businesses can now access this specific Youth Jobs Grant amount, £3,000, for every eligible young person they hire, as part of a newly simplified apprenticeship system. If you've been on the fence about bringing in some junior talent, a guaranteed $3,000 grant per hire might just be the exact incentive you need to pull the trigger. Finally, let's explore Section 4, securing your personal future, to make sure your retirement isn't being compromised. Right now, up to 800,000 self-employed taxpayers are receiving letters from HMRC about potential gaps in their national insurance records, gaps that could seriously affect their state pension down the line. So, if one of these brown envelopes lands on your doormat, do not ignore it. This primarily impacts folks who were self-employed between 2015 and early 2024. Why this matters so much is that HMRC's current exercise offers a rare, incredibly time-limited window. It stretches all the way back to the 2015-16 tax year, allowing you to boost your pension through voluntary contributions. Normally, there's a strict cutoff for this, so this current window is an absolute gift if you have gaps. It's a relatively low-cost way to significantly pump up your retirement income, but you've got to take action before the deadline closes. Now, don't just blindly assume you need to pay up. Follow these quick steps online to check your status. Honestly, a lot of people already have enough qualifying years to get the full state pension. And if you're one of them, paying extra NI provides literally zero benefit. So jump onto gov.uk, log into your personal tax account, check your forecast, and make an informed, data-driven decision before you spend a single penny. To wrap up today's explainer, I want to leave you with this final thought. The rules of the game are changing incredibly fast. Between strict new HR laws on the horizon for 2027, shifting tax rules, and fresh grant opportunities, staying passive is just no longer an option. What is the very first action you are going to take today to prepare your business for the future? Will you get caught off guard, or will you outpace your competitors? The blueprint is in your hands. Keep learning, keep adapting, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.